Good evening, everyone. To everyone who's watching, hello to all of you. How's your week been so far? Maybe you could all type it up and share with us as well. It's only Wednesday, but I hope everything has been meaningful and great so far. My name is Cha Lontok, and I will be your host for this evening. So, to everyone watching right now, I want to start this evening with a couple of questions that hopefully you guys get to answer. It's really simple. There's no wrong or right answer, so feel free to type it in. First, do you know what your children are actually doing online? Like really, really know. Do you sit with them when they are using their gadgets, on their free time, maybe even their computer? computers, their laptops, their phones if they have one? Do you trust them not to go or to be able to unblock restricted sections? And lastly, do you restrict sections? So right now, I'm going to be all the wonderful parents, moms, maybe we even have dads here or other guardians. Feel free to type in your answer. We want to know and hear from you. Okay, I see a lot of people already greeting. Hi, Michelle, Mary Ann, Shane, Len, M. Good evening, good evening. We want to know, how is it for you guys as internet awesome parents or guardians? Do you guys actually check what your kids are doing online? Do you sit with them? Do you even put restrictions? Okay, I'm seeing answers already. Omni, I like your answer. See, Omni and Bryce, hello. 85% yes, so my percentage, that's good. For others, I trust her. So it's your daughter. And you said, for Jackie said, start them young. For Mommy Shuchel, I check my son's watch history from time to time. Oh, and you also restrict. Okay, that's interesting. Other people watching from other cities as well, STVCU. Mommy Nicole saying, not entirely 100%. That's fine. Not for me as well. And that's why we're all here to learn something new. Yeah, so keep on typing. Danica says, yes, definitely. Just keep on typing. We want to know how it is for you guys in your own homes or with your own kids. Let us know. So type up your answers in the chat box, and I promise that will really be helpful for our discussion for this evening. Now, before proceeding and while you guys are still typing, I want to acknowledge, of course, Mommy Mundo, the community that has actually been there for me. Yes, it's true. Ever since my first time being a mom, I already have two boys. We've all seen each other grow together as a mom with Mommy Mundo. Since 2003, Mommy Mundo has been hosting events like these that we're actually experiencing right now, sharing learnings all about motherhood to moms throughout the nation, centering on the 5 core pillars: healthy pregnancy, breastfeeding, something that they actually started Mommy Mundo as well, active parenting, mom wellness, even mompreneurship. Whichever way you fall, I'm sure somehow, one way or another, we could all relate. They provide information and support to all of us moms in the various stages of our mommy journey in ways that are inspiring and definitely empowering. So, today's topic is co-presented by Google. For those who were with us last week, we actually launched the Internet Awesome Parents webinar series, which aims to equip us parents and all other guardians who are here today or whoever is listening and would want to learn to have the knowledge and tools of educating our kids about internet safety and digital responsibility. The entire series will go live here at Mommy Mundo Facebook, as well as on YouTube channel, and also streaming as well on Google Philippines FB account and YouTube channel. So you can also head there and check it out. The topics that will be discussed are grounded on Google's Internet Awesome Parents, an educational resource that encourages healthy family conversations on how to best take advantage of technology in a safe, fun, and productive way. This is something that I feel we all need to learn. Maybe not just our kids, but also us adults, to be honest. The webinars are currently running now for 3 consecutive weeks. We had our first run last week, so I want to know who was with us last week. Any dads, moms, guardians who was with us last week? Say yes so we actually know. Were you here with us last week? But if also your first time to watch with us, that's fine. You can just type in first time to see us today. I want to know from you guys. Just type in last week or first time there. So we could actually check up on who's joining us today. Oh, Bea, yes. First time or is it your second time to join in? So go ahead to all the parents, the guardians, the mommies, and maybe even daddies out there, whoever else, type in. Okay. Bea, you and your son. Yeah, okay. I love that. Thank you. Thank you. That's actually a good idea. Have your partners next to you. Have your kids next to you. Something they could also learn from. Jarella says, me. I left. Yes. Also, last week, Jackie. Hi. Welcome back, Jackie. Second time also. Thanks, Bea, for clarifying that. First time for Grazel. No problem. I love that you're here today, making time to learn and actually improve how we can, keep our kids really safe online. First time for Desiree as well, and for Jen. Go ahead, keep typing. Lilet, last week you were here. Great. Okay, so thank you for interacting with me. As you can see, everything is online nowadays. So this is truly, truly important, and you know what I mean, especially to the moms, parents, guardians out there. You know what I mean. We are always online, especially during these times. Now, this is not our last one. We will have another one. Our final date will be on September 29. That's next Wednesday at 8 p.m. So same day, same time, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Still here on the same platforms I mentioned. You can even head over to YouTube as well for Google's and Mommy Mundo's account, and you can catch us there for Internet Awesome Parents. Okay? September 29. I'll see you guys again next week. But we're just starting. We're just starting. So before we begin, we must go ahead and apply the Mommy Mundo traditional event giveaways this event. What do we have for you tonight? Well, here we go. Let's start showing it. This is what we have for all of you taking time to learn. Imagine we're all learning, we're all adding value to our lives and learning how to take care and keep our kids safe, and we get to win stuff. So if you'd like to a chance of getting these very cool items you see on screen, and I emphasize on very cool because I want them myself, please make sure to follow these instructions carefully. Number one, share our live feed right now onto your feed. I actually did the same thing. You can do that right now on the platform, whichever platform you are watching from, and share it on your own personal feed, because sharing is caring, and I'm sure other guardians out there would love to learn more about this topic. Now, please make sure your account is public so we can check. In your sharing, don't forget to include the hashtags, hashtag Internet Awesome Parents and hashtag Mommy Mundo. Number two, so far so good, really simple. Number two, when you're done with sharing, head on over to Instagram stories of Mommy Mundo and make sure to look for our stories that to see the activity that you guys can all complete. So when you find it, all you have to do is take a screenshot, answer in GIFs. So it's fun and it's light and it's easy to grasp. Just answer in GIFs and restory again with the hashtag Internet Awesome Parents, and tag us at Mommy Mundo. So that's the second one. First, sharing on your own feed right now, this live event that we're doing so everyone gets to learn. Second, to head over to the stories, take a screenshot, and don't forget the hashtags as well. Lastly, winners will get the Google swag we just showed you, and you will find out if you won at the end of the month. So I'm seeing Cole is watching for the first time. Danica was here as well last week. Go ahead and make sure to do that. Maybe we'll give you a minute to start sharing and figuring out the platform. And then, of course, the stories on Mommy Mundo. Don't forget that. Mommy Mundo's page. Screenshot and use the official hashtag. Yes, we all want that swag too, but make sure to listen to, because this is all for us. So now, our main mission and our main discussion. I would like to call on our very special guest here for today. She's a board-certified psychologist, a guidance counselor, content expert, a speaker, program developer, lecturer, award-winning author. But here's, I think, is the most important part. A loving wife and also a very proud mom of two. So she could definitely relate to us moms who are here today as well. Let's give it up for Dr. Michele Alignay. Doctora?
Hello, Shal. Hello to everyone here, to our Mommy Mundo friends. It's nice to be back and to be sharing with you this awesome, Internet Awesome Parents.
We're all ready for you. You're also looking awesome yourself, and I will be listening. I will be listening here, taking down notes as well. So, mom, get ready. Parents, get ready. Dr. Michele Alignay, it's all yours.
Thank you, Shal. Okay, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching. I am greeting you from my home, and I know that we are all at the same boat. This session, it's all about ensuring kids' safety online. When we say safety online, I believe that each of us has a connotation, what is safe? And we hear the words restriction, control, limiting, right? I would like to know who are the parents that I'm speaking with. So I'm a parent of a 12-year-old and a 15-year-old. I would like to know the ages of your kids. And if you can put that in the chat, please do so. Why would this be important? Because it's going to be very different how we ensure the safety of a toddler compared to the safety of a grade schooler and a high school teen. So let's talk about ensuring kids' safety online. As mentioned, I am Doc Michelle. I'm a board certified psychologist, but my special focus and advocacy is actually about digital families. In 2017, let me just share with you that I'm part of a study. It's called an experts meeting at the UNESCO Bangkok to put together what we know now as the digital citizenship framework. And why is it very important? I don't want to bore you with the gory details of what happened in that expert meeting in Bangkok, in UNESCO Bangkok, but I would like to be able to present to you that this is the stage that we need to upgrade. This is the stage of digital citizenship. We need to upgrade our relationship with our children, our families, and technology. I need you to understand that. We need to make our relationship upgraded. If we are upgrading our phones, our gadget, we need to upgrade. So parents, are you ready for an upgrade tonight? Can you put there, I'm ready for an upgrade? And why is that important? Because we're going to talk about some special areas about ensuring safety for our children and families. So my focus for this evening, it's about parent-child digital safety and resilience, parent-child mediation and well-being, and of course, parent-child mediation and communication. Let me just go through with you some of the important areas. We are interacting with our kids differently, and our kids are in fact interacting with us differently, right? Our kids are interacting with the digital sphere differently. And this is the stage of the digital citizenship. We are the digital migrants. Hindi tayo ang digital natives. It's our kids who are the digital kids. And look at that. Those three spheres are interacting all at the same time. And I would like you to realize that the way we interacted with technology before is very different now. It's very different. Friends, thank you for saying that you need an upgrade. And we all need an upgrade. We lived in the age of the analog stage, and our kids are living in this time that digital, it's already integral because many of them are in online school, like my kids. Many of them, most of them, are already exploring digital opportunities, and we need to look into what's the content and context of use. During our time, when we were younger, if you realize, di ba, digital life, it's just an option. Option lang yan. It's usually used for leisure, for entertainment. So we have all those games and leisure fun activities that we use the gadgets for. Also, before, the parents, our parents, and maybe the other parents will always talk about the risk. When we say that you're using the computer then for more than 5 hours, or more beyond half day, what's the usual risk that we hear? We hear a lot of risk. And what are those risks? Lalabo yung mata, sasakit yung likod, and many would always say, we'll be distracted for school. In the quantity of use, it's the number that we measure. How long have we been using it? Can you relate, parents? I would like to ask you, the people maybe in my generation and in the generation younger than me, how did you, as a parent, when you were young, interacted with technology before? What's your use before of technology, of the internet, if there is such thing then? But in any technology then, what's your use? Isn't it optional? Isn't it that we look into the risk, the bad effects, and we always look gaano katagal, the quantity of use. Now, in the age of digital citizenship, it's integral. It's opportunities that we're going to look into, and the content and context of use, how it is used. That's why really the hashtag Internet Awesome Parents, we need to be so. Being upgraded is being a parent of a digital citizen. We are at the stage of what we call the digital citizenship. And as I mentioned earlier, this is a coined term by UNESCO Bangkok in a document that they came out on 2019. It's about skills digital skills, including competency, that it's about beyond ICT. So hindi lang to about information and computer technology. In 2017, I mentioned earlier that I am so honored to be part of the experts meeting in UNESCO Bangkok, and we put together this is what we call the Digital Citizenship Framework. If you would like to access this document, there's a website called DCAP, DKAP, Digital Kids Asia Pacific. So you can get to know more articles about how is this transposed in the varied areas of our kids' life. There are so many aspects about the DCAP, but what I would like you to understand is that we will look into the aspect of digital safety and resiliency. When we work on this during that UNESCO meeting, I was part of the team who work on the digital emotional intelligence. But now, let's move into digital safety and resiliency. This stage of digital citizenship, it was really put forward by UNESCO that parents need to embrace their children's education through digital learning. That's what's happening now. My kids are learning online. They're using Google Classroom, the Google education platform. I myself, I teach in the college and in the graduate school. I am also a consumer of the digital education platform, and I just love the ecosystem that they have. So we need to embrace digital education through we need to embrace their children's education through digital learning and be able, say this with me, balance digital opportunities and minimize risk. We're talking about ensuring safety. As we go forward and use digital technology, isn't it that there will always be ways to use it well, but there will always be risk? Tama? Lagi natin, so what's the risk? But there's an opportunity. So yun yung dalawang areas that we're going to look into. Digital safety and resilience. I would like to focus here, but I don't want to bore you with the details because some areas can be very technical. When we say safety, what's the first, or internet safety, digital safety, what's the first thing that comes to your mind, mommies, daddies, whoever's here? Can you put that in the chat? Chat with me, share with me. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when we say digital safety? We will look into parent-child safety and resilience. It said that parents must embrace the positive sides of screen time, but with caution. While we are here embracing everything that the digital life has to offer, we need to do it with caution. Can you say that with me? Caution. Proceed with caution. Use it with caution. Parents must embrace the positive sides of screen time, but with caution. And I would focus on two areas of digital safety and resilience. The first one is promoting and protecting health and well-being. The second is digital resilience. So I did not look for any other document to be the reference for this presentation. What I'm going to share with you are the key points that the digital citizenship framework had that can be transposed to the language and to the applicability of us, the digital parents. Are you still with me? So first one, we look into the two areas. There are other areas of digital safety and resilience. One, of course, is security, but let us focus on protecting health and well-being and the digital resilience. So the first one, promoting and protecting health and well-being. It was said in the DCAP document that that is the ability to identify and manage health risk and use digital technology in order to protect, take note, protect and improve the physical and psychological well-being of oneself and others. We're talking about the kids. We're talking about teenage kids. We're talking about the middle schoolers. I would like to quantify that this conversation is very true and mostly applicable to the middle schoolers and to the high schoolers, to the teenagers. I would say otherwise if I'm talking about toddlers and what we're going to do with toddlers and preschoolers and the early grades, because it's very different on their develop. Being a psychologist, I would like to, of course, honor what is developmentally appropriate for this age in using technology. But let's look at the digital health and well-being competencies. When we say well-being, digital health and well-being competencies, I would like you to reflect, what is it that my kids should have as they move along in this digital sphere? Let's rephrase that. As my children, my teens move along in this digital life, engage in technology, go online for learning, what is it that I need to learn in order for them to have the best of digital health and well-being? We cannot being earlier, I had a session, I have a corporate talk on resilience, and resilience is very much connected to well-being. So in the literature of the DCAP, Digital Kids Asia Pacific, we need to look into four areas. First one, this is something, as I said earlier, this is especially true for the middle schoolers, the one who have more mature way of understanding things, and of course the teenagers. If it's the younger, we need a different approach with the preschoolers and the early grades. So here, the first one, the child can identify bullying, harassment, and hate speech. So if you're a parent of a grade 5, if they are called already, or somebody made a comment maybe in a project that they presented via their online school platform, will they be able to tell if that is already a harmful word? Will they be already, can the child tell if that is already a hate speech, if that's already a sign of bullying or harassment? If the kids, remember, bullying needs to be repetitive. One time that the child would say something bad to another child, it's not a sign of bullying. It needs to be repetitive and there's an intent to harm. So let's quantify that. But can our child tell? Can our child tell if they're already offended on bullying and hate speech? The next one, can my child able to unplug and prevent online addiction? Yan, this is so true for the bigger kids. Can our child unplug when you tell them to stop? Of course, there's tawad. How many minutes does your kid tawad? How many minutes do they haggle when you tell them, okay, it's time to put down your gadget. It's time to unplug now. How many minutes does your child haggle? Maybe 10 minutes more, mom. 20 minutes when my kids are younger. And of course, it's not online learning then. Whenever they would ask for the tablet, what I will tell them is that you can only have 15 minutes, but in reality, at the back of my mind, I have 20 minutes or 25 minutes for them so that when they haggle, they have extension. So there you go, 15 minutes. Some would be 10 minutes, but I'm sure they're going to haggle. But can they prevent? I would like to say that there are cases already for the big kids of online addiction. It's so hard for them to stop their gaming. So later on, I'll course through with you what are the things that we should consider. Another one, protection against risk of sexual violence. Parents, our kids, they're online. What is good if they're using a school platform is that that's very secure, like Google Classroom or Google Education. But what I would like you to realize is that if they're using other platforms beyond school needs, those are the things that might be subjected to online predators. Sexual violence, it's so true. There is what we call OSAIC, online sex abuse. So there are a lot of cases now, especially when the predators are online. And I would like you to know that we're not supposed to be shielding, especially the kids in grade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're not supposed to be shielding them away from it. What I mean is we're not shielding. Let's tell them that there are such things. There are online predators. Online addiction can happen. Bullying and harassment from strangers can happen. The more that we keep it from them, the more that we will have difficulty deciphering what is right and what is acceptable for us than what is not really acceptable. So, also because of these three problems, we use the fourth area is to maximize digital use for improvement of health and physical and psychological health, which is happening right now. You're learning and we use it for a different purpose. So if your kids and you as a family can gain this digital health and well-being competency, we're checked already in the stage of digital safety. And I would quote from www.wellbeing.google. Google has this platform, if you don't know, called Google Wellbeing, and I like checking it and checking my own well-being, digital well-being. They said the last line, life, not technology in it, stays front and center. So that life, not the technology in it, stays front and center. That's what the digital well-being is for. We need to be the parents, we need to be the one who advocate that to our kids. Hindi automatic ang kids natin. I will tell you, our kids, when you tell them this, not all kids follow automatically. If we have new rules, di ba, maghahagel pa tayo. So, they don't do things automatically. We need to share, we need to engage, we need to share stories, we need to continuously discuss things with our kids. And because of that, if we have explained to our kids the value of digital well-being and we have opened up their eyes to digital online predators, cyberbullying, other problems that can happen, it's actually planting the seeds of digital resilience. Our kids, when they go online, they're not digitally resilient. Digital resilience will start at home with the proper EQ, with us making them more resilient. But digital resilience means a set of our digital resilience refers to a set of preventative, reactive, and transformative competencies that allow young people, big kids, to avoid or cope with risky situations they face and improve themselves. And look at the digital competencies that we need to look into. We need to check if our kids have this. Look at it. The first one, there are 4 digital competencies, digital resilience competencies that we need to check. The first one, awareness. Awareness of potential risk in the digital environment. For parents of the big kids, when I say big kids, grade 5 onwards, do you discuss the risk with your kids? Do you tell your kids that yes, there could be like this? Yes, for my son, I have to tell him there could be porn sites. For my daughter, I need to tell her that if you go there and you play with strangers, online games can actually lead you one and the other to playing with strangers, but you don't know if they're already online predators. So that's awareness. That's creating the awareness of potential risk in the digital environment. The next one, instrumental actions through digital skills and media literacy. If our kids see that there's risk already. For example, our kids are playing online games with friends and suddenly there's a stranger in the room. Can our kids act right away to be able, and they know how to report, how to block, or how to tell of those strangers, or they know that they should be able to report it. Can they do that? Instrumental actions. The third one, cognitive actions through critical thinking and decision making skills. For example, your child's gaming account is hacked. There are cases like that. They're hacked. They lost all the digital gifts that they have, or all the digital features of that. We need to check, does my child have a critical thinking skill that they can be able to discern if this is a risk already? Can they decide what to do and then later on tell us? So it's very important. What I realize is that our digital kids, they know so much, but sometimes because we have this, the mouse and everything everything is at the tap of their fingertips. Friends, you know what happens, mom and dad? We fail to develop their critical thinking. So sometimes it's good to bounce back to the questions to our kids. What do you think you can do in order for them to learn, relearn, or realize things that they can handle? And the fourth, which is the more important feature of our discussion, it's communication. Communication of the child with others when faced with online risk. Can your child communicate with you and tell you, Mom, my game account was hacked. Mom, somebody messaged me that it's like this. Mom, my classmates, they sent me this porn site. Or I saw this from my friends. Can they tell you that? One time, I was just hanging out, and my daughter suddenly asked me, "Mom, what's marijuana?" So I was like, "Oh, that's cool. So where did you learn about that?" That's my question. She said, "Well, I was watching this video and it's my favorite vlogger, and then she's abroad, and then she was telling me about this plant." Sabi ko, "Okay, exacto, I'm, repotting some plants then." Sabi ko, "It's good for you to ask me what is it." In the Philippines, oh, it's a plant. It's actually a plant. In the Philippines, it's a forbidden plant. But abroad, it's used for other purposes, medicinal purpose, but too much of it becomes addictive. That is why in the country, it's not allowed. So it's actually educating them with what they see. It's not being reactive, but responsive. And I have to tell my daughter, "Anak, thank you for asking mommy." I have to tell her that each time, because the only way that we can be able to make our kids digitally resilient is that if we can develop parent-child mediation and communication. And let me go through with this with you. We parents, we need to be the one to communicate, and our kids being at home. Most of them are at home. Most of us are at home. Who will they ask? I've experienced so many parents saying that, "But my kids do not want to ask me." And when I ask them, they don't want to share with me what they're doing. This is especially true for the big kids, okay? And while we cannot know 100% of what our children are doing online, parents and kids need to communicate to be able to mediate. Can you say mediate? Can you put that in the chat? Mediate. Parents and kids, we and our children need to be able to communicate so that we can mediate. And when we say mediate, parents are the digital mediators. And what do we mean by the digital mediators? It was said by several studies by the London School of Economics. And then there are blogs, if you would like to access those, there are very technical blogs called Parenting the Digital Future. They said parents mediate between the child and the digital media because we parents are the one who perceive the risk that the digital media possess to their children. We know the risk, and so we are the one who stand in between them and help them effectively in this digital age. When we say we mediate, there are two ways to mediate. The first one, and I would discuss first what is that is there are two ways. The enabling mediation, from the word itself, enabling mediation. The other one is the restrictive mediation. Let's go first to the restrictive mediation. Restrictive mediation. Parents focus on the digital risk, and we know that, to parental restrictions. So we restrict, you're not allowed this, you're not allowed this, you're not allowed this, you're not allowed this. We put all the settings to secure a kid's use. I encountered a story before. A mom with a grade 7 sons, she said that we did all the restrictions at home. We made sure that they cannot access any site that we were not allowing, which is good. It's good, especially if it's for the preschoolers and the early grades, meaning 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good. I'm saying that's good because this is the stage of critical developmental milestones for the children. But that son that I'm telling you about, he was able to access some porn sites, and he was able to access gaming still, and he doesn't know, and he enjoyed it. How? He went to the cousin's house. That's restrictive mediation. And there's a negative dynamic that the child and the parent draw potential attention to their internet use. The child do not want to tell the parents what they're doing online, especially when they're bigger. Restrictive mediation is helpful for the younger, but when our kids are bigger, slowly we move to the next kind of mediation, and that is the enabling mediation. Enable. We need to start letting them be digitally resilient. What if they fail? Look at Shell. What if some risk happen? We learn together from those risks. And look at it. What's enabling mediation? Enabling mediation, in contrast to restrictive mediation, it's building a safe framework precisely so that children's positive uses of the internet can be encouraged. So here, we're doing the online learning now. Most of us are in the online distance learning. This is actually using it for good opportunities. And we encourage our kids, why don't you learn the ukulele? So you can use maybe YouTube Kids to be able to access tutorials for ukulele, or maybe you can ask your child, now would you like to learn watercolor painting, and then you can access videos to be able to do that. And those are good opportunities. Sometimes we don't need actual people to help us now because our kids are very visuals. They know how to navigate. But in doing enabling mediation, it brings more online opportunities for children even at the cost of risk. Yes, andyan pa rin yung predators. Yes, posible na yung classmate nila, pasahan sila ng mga not appropriate links. Yes, baka maging too much into the gaming, lalo na yung mga high school boys and some high school girls. But we need to realize that doing this, we are enabling the kids because enabling mediation allows children's internet use and agency, meaning their capability to act within the parent-child interaction. I have to say this, parents. We have to be in the know. We cannot know everything, but at least we know how our children behave online and offline. Gone are the days that I don't want that to happen, that our kids will not friend us in their social media platform because we're making pakialam everything, right? And we're so restrict, oh, you're not supposed to do this. We're like policing them. But enabling mediation, this is a key skill for the digital citizens because they would realize that my parents are supporting my internet use. And if risk happens, if problems happen, if my well-being is compromised, I can ask my parents. I will not be afraid to tell my mom because my mom can share with me what to do. I will not be afraid to ask my dad because my dad will not reprimand me. We know the risk. Are you getting me here, parents? So which parent are you? Which parent are you? In this case, the digital kids safety and resilience, the usual strategies are two ways. There are two strategies that we look into. So if there's the enabling and the restrictive mediation, in securing safety, we use strategies. I call the other one internal strategy and the other one the external strategy. The internal strategy is actually the parent and the child digital literacy. Kailangan matutunan natin lahat ng dapat nating matutunan online. Parents, I need to tell you this. We cannot make it an excuse that we don't know. I've heard that many times. Parents will say, but I don't know how to use the app, but I don't know how to access the Google Classroom, but I don't know how to check the feature of the platform for parents. Parents, we need to learn together. If we love our kids, we will learn because that is what we call being digitally literate. Our kids are more literate than us in using everything. So we need to also upkeep and upgrade ourselves. So here, parents child mediation and communication, we are able to communicate, okay guys, what did you do today online? What are the activities that are you into? What is it that you found fun in the internet? Is there something offending, or is something that did something upset you? We need to be able to talk about those. What are the external is actually useful, very useful, especially for the younger ones. So this is ensuring internet safety controls, using appropriate safety features of the gadget. So also external mediation, external controls are by way of using Google Wellbeing or the Google Family Link, other appropriate apps that will restrict some access, or those setups that there's a time for the kids gadget to be off the internet or to be off from the Wi-Fi, that will it will automatically disconnect. Those are actually external regulation. It is good. It is good, but both needs to be worked on. Both the external strategy and the external strategy. And let me quote as I move forward to the last part of my presentation. It's not the I'm not ending yet, but I'm moving towards. So, what is it that you learned about digital safety and digital resilience? We need to do both. In order for our kids to be resilient, we need to ensure their safety and well-being. But it will not automatically happen. Our kids will use the internet if and they will use it no matter how long they want in the ways that they know, but we still need to mediate. Are you with me that we need to mediate? So I would quote from UNESCO Asia Pacific as they said, as digital opportunities increase, risk increase too. Be aware and manage risk so it will not become harm. We do not need risk to become harm. And so, what is critical? Do we just mediate? But how can we mediate? In the digital age, I would put forward, I will share with you, parents, titos, titas, dads, moms, educators. In the digital age, parents need to be the askable parent. This is a term that I coined for my doctoral dissertation. This is the age that we become the askable parent. Being an askable parent is that can your child go to you and ask you question that they see online? What's the problem if they cannot see anything? Or what's the problem if they ask you, Mom, what is marijuana? Mom, what do you mean by sex? Mom, I saw people kissing. What happens when people kiss? Is this true that this is how babies are made? So how can we answer the crucial questions our kids are asking that they may have seen online if we do not know how to respond properly? So it's always best to be the askable parent. Parent-child communication, the parent-child emotional connection is primary, and the and relationship is primary, while the content of interaction is necessary. It's secondary. Whatever we do, we need to realize that we always need to ensure the parent-child connection, that we are connected, that we have a relationship. And the content of the interaction, that's secondary. So when our kids go to us for questions, when our kids ask us daring, imagine, kids, it take guts also to ask questions because they want to learn from us. Let's be cautious if our kids do not want to uh, if our kids do not want to ask us, that's a problem. Kasi baka hindi natin kayang sagutin. Kaya parents, be the askable parent. If you want to be, can we just put there in the chat, I want to be an askable parent. So let's check, how do you become an askable parent? I will throw questions at you. Are you an askable parent of your digital child? Let me ask you this question. Can you mindfully respond to your child's question encountered online or in real life? Like if they ask you, Mom, how are babies made? I saw a video saying this. Is that how babies are made? Can you calmly respond and say, oh yeah, anak, let's look at it together. Let me check what you saw and then let me know your thoughts. So can we answer? They can always check online for answers, right? But when our kids go online for answers, it might lack, it will lack the values and the appropriate measures, the appropriate insights that we have as parents. That is why we need to be the askable parents. We need to respond rather than react. We cannot say, oh my God, where did you learn that? Why did you see that? You're not supposed to watch that. Gone are the days that we are reacting that way. Because now, we are the authorities at home if our kids are learning online. They can ask teachers, yes, but we are mostly at home. So, Mom, can you clarify to me what do you mean by this? So we need to be there. We need to mindfully respond. Can you say that with me? Mindfully respond. The second, can you listen and tune into the child without them feeling judged or afraid? I heard many times from young kids, it's so hard to ask my mom. I cannot ask my dad because they get mad right away. They get angry if I ask them this question. Sometimes it's not about our kids opening up that's causing the problem, but it's actually our reaction. So, can we listen to them without judgment? Can we make them feel that I heard you? Thank you for telling me. I need to be mindful about this when my child asks me, my tweener and my teen, Mom, ano po yung ganyan? Mom, can you clarify this? I need to be mindful in responding to tell them, thank you for asking mom. So when my daughter asked about the marijuana, I was able to be mindful and tell her na, okay, I'm going to answer that because it's something and we need to take it casually sometimes. Okay, so that's the next one. Can you mindfully respond? Next, can you listen and tune into your child without them feeling judged? Third, can you be approached for crucial conversations? Can your kids ask you, Mom, how are babies made? Mom, can we do this? Mom, I need to know what is porn. Dad, how does online addiction happens? Bakit po nagkakaroon ng gaming addiction? Can our kids ask that? So I would like you to reflect about being an internet awesome parent is being an askable parent because at home we are the authorities and it's also part of our parental duties to be the askable parent. There's no mediation without communication. So what areas do we need to learn? I'm in my last 5 minutes. What are the areas we need to learn in parent-child communication? One, I have 5 points here. One, connect with your child. Make sure that you connect with your child, your teen. Check in with them to get to know how they are. Sometimes you don't, okay. There are times that we would like to piga, to really draw it out. Come on, tell me what's happening. But when our kids are bigger, we just need to allow them to be. And we just always continuously check in with them to know what's happening. So if they tell us a story, and then that's good. If they fail to tell us a story, and then let's respect their space, especially if they're older. But they should know that we are checking and we are interested and we would like to connect to the level that they're in. The next one, encourage them to use tech for learning. And the third, be interested in what and how they go about their online activities. For example, there will be nights that my daughter will show me, Mom, this is the game that I'm playing. Would you like to dress it up with me? So, anak, how do you do that? Sorry, kahit minsan nahihilo ko, it's actually a way for me to really check what she's doing. And I love how she does things. She's bringing out her digital creativity, and I have to tell her that. So, connection can be in that form of that. Our kids are comfortable to share with us what they're doing online. And then the next one, we need, because of the connection, we need to converse with our kids. Encourage the children to ask or talk to you about what they do or what they encounter online. We always tell our kids that, guys, if something offended you, if you see something that upset you, if something that is, this is not appropriate, please tell us. We will not get mad, we will discuss. Use digital media concepts also as triggers for discussion. For example, you see two people kissing online, and then that can be a good start for you to tell them about love, marriage, or whatever concepts or values that you have as parents. So that can be the media triggers. For example, they see an issue regarding cyberbullying or harassment and then ask, Mom, what's harassment? It can be a learning situation for you. Harassment is actually happening. There could be people who's not well-meaning to others. This is happening in the adult world, but it might happen to you. So that is also a key. Conversations can be a way for digital literacy to take place. And become askable, or we are their go-to. You want to be the go-to person for questions or concerns they encounter digitally. I would like that to happen. I would like to be the go-to. Sometimes I'm not, but sometimes I am the go-to persons, either me or my husband. We encourage our kids to come to us, guys. We are the askable parents. And that's second. So the first one is connect, second is converse, the third, create healthy digital media use. So what's this? Create digital media use. Make sure that you have rules, and not just rules, you have accountability measures. Um, I've heard of many parents, sabi nila, hindi na daw nasusunod yung rules. Ang tanong ko, meron bang accountability measure? Because some parents would put rules, but when their kids do not follow the rules, they do not have accountability measure. For example, we have a rule here in the house that you're supposed to take care of your gadgets. So one time, my daughter have a digital pen that she used for digital drawings, of course. So naiwan niya sa sofa, and then what my helper did, the yaya did, she kept it because that's a rule. Kung meron siyang naiwan or kung meron hindi inayos, tinago, charger, other digital paraphernalias, we need to keep it. We will keep it because you're not ready to take care of it. So that's a consequence, and you cannot use it until you are ready. So that is accountability measure. If they stay online until maybe 12 for the teenagers until 12 midnight, na malalaman natin. So in the following day, hindi ka gigisingin for school, ha. That is the accountability measure there. We will not help you in your schoolwork if you do not meet this requirement. If you spend so much time chatting with your friends or doing something else, but you need to spend that time for schoolwork, we will not support you or help you if you're going to do it last minute, because this is our agreement. So friends, parents, you need to put accountability measures for your child to be able to be more disciplined in going online for whatever reasons, either school, also either entertainment or socialization. And then balancing online and offline activities. I am very hot on this. Ever since I'm doing this work in digital media management for families, I am always encouraging parents, please, while our kids are online for school, most of the time, make sure they have a lot of offline time also. Let them play, let them do chores, let them just be offline in order to restore their senses, in order to balance their head, and in order for them to have a more balanced growing up experience. So balance in anything is key. And last, create realistic routines and schedule. Ito, number 4. I'm on my last 3 points. Number 4, check problematic use. I would like you to check, is my child's use problematic? So how would we know if there's a slide that you're supposed to take a shot of? Please do check this out. Check problematic use of your child. So what if my child is using it excessively? How will we know if it's already problematic use? A, is the child physically healthy and sleeping enough? May mga bata, alam nyo, hindi na natutulog. I have some questions on some forums that I do for parents na ganito, hindi natutulog because they do not sleep, because at night they're into online gaming or they're chatting via social media. Then the second is the child connecting socially with family and friends in any form, meaning in any form, online and offline. Is your child socializing? The C, is the child engaged with and achieving in school? You know, in this time of ODL, online distance learning, what is wonderful is that our kids would be very interested to go online for school. Because if they do not want to go online for school, and they're not producing, they're not achieving the way that for me, achievement is actually doing their schoolwork without much help already. That's an achievement enough. So here, if is our child achieving and completing what is expected of maybe a grade 7 or a grade 5? So if our kids are going to school and they're very much interested to learn, that is a good a good way to detect, no, 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 they don't have any concern. But if it's a problematic use, they don't want to go to school. So D, Is the child pursuing interests and hobbies in any form? May iba bang buhay other than school, other than online life? I've heard of a lot of problems of kids. The problem is that there's no activities other than online. You know what I mean? Everything happens to the child online. That's why we still need to consider balance use. The child should be engaged in other things like sports, physical activities, no matter if it's at home, drawings, art, whatever activities, even chores. If they can do that happily, both online and offline, we're good. Last, is a child having fun and learning in their use of digital media? If your child is already too cranky, too moody, that's my time, I suggest you check on what are they into, because it might be getting too much for them, because these are the signs of problematic use. So in totality, it's important to do number 5. So the first one, as I said earlier, connect. And then the second one is converse with your kids. The third, create healthy digital media use. 4, check problematic use. And 5, communicate about rules, risk, and responsibility. Parents, do not shield your kids from sensitive content. I'm not saying that we show it to them. No, we tell them that there are such things. Excessive internet use and gaming addiction are actually existent. And if they are excessively using internet use, is going to disbalance their developmental skills. Cognitive, emotional, social, and spiritual development are very crucial, especially for the preschoolers and especially for the early grades. That is why we need to have a more involved and more proactive approach in handling their digital use as compared to the big kids. Cyberbullying and online predators, digital footprint, internet safety, we need to communicate it with them. We need to tell them that there could be harm. And so we should be able to discuss it together. I would end my session with this. The core of digital parenting is making meaningful connection. Meaningful connections will bridge parent and child relationships, help minimize digital risk, and maximize our children's opportunities digitally and in real life. Parents are the digital kids' source of strong connection. We parents are our kids' source of strong connections, safety, either online and offline, and we are the ones training them to be strong and resilient. So parents are the digital kids' source of strong connections, safety, strength, and resilience. And I would end with this. It's up to us. This is a quote that was written in a book that I co-authored way back 2013 when the online sphere was just starting. The Growing Up Wired with Dr. Queen Ali Chua. It's up to us parents to do not what is easy, but what is best for our digital kids. Parents, in this digital age, the only way we can ensure our kids that everything is safe and we can help them to be well and resilient is when we be the askable parent, when we connect with them, when we discuss with them. It's not about just restricting, but it's about moving on from restrictive to being enabling mediators for our digital kids. Thank you and good evening.
Thank you so much, Doc Michelle. Wow, I learned so much. The words digital resilience, mediation, these things that I never realized also. And to think, I already have 2 boys. Thank you. It really, a lot of things got stuck in my head. And as soon as we're done with this, I think I'm going to have a little talk with my son as long as he's not asleep yet. I love the questions too. And I could see everyone, all our viewers, giving your comments, giving your questions. Yes, go ahead. All right, moms, if you have some questions or comments, go ahead. You can now put it on our comment section. Keep typing away. And maybe even more than questions, you can even put on your comments what really struck you, what is something that you feel like, oh, this is so useful, or that you will really apply already. So, all right, even more than the questions that will be coming up, when you watch the videos, the content of which are basically the heart of why we have gathered here today. The following videos, we are about to show you. We'll teach a thing or two on online safety for your kids and how we can take action and help protect them from cyber bullies, mom and dads. Please, let's all watch this.
Hey Jane, say cheese. I'm sharing your first day of school on my social feed.
Wait a minute, can I see?
Google presents Internet Awesome Parents. Online safety for your kids. Bad players can exist anywhere on the internet, and you can't always be there to protect your kids. Teaching them some basic rules can help keep them safe and secure online.
Look at my post, Dad.
First, talk to them about being internet smart. News travels fast online, and tricky situations can happen overnight. Teach them to think before posting, especially about what and how much to share.
Oh, I see.
Next, teach your kids to be internet alert, as things online are not always what they seem. Show them how to look out for scams. If something feels too good to be true, it most likely is. Lastly, encourage your kids to be internet strong by safeguarding valuable information and being creative with passwords. You can also teach them to use a trusted password generator. Visit Be Internet Awesome to learn more about online safety while playing fun games.
Look, Dad. Fluffy's video has 215 likes. He's a hit.
Catch all 6 videos on Internet Awesome Parents for a little help with digital parenting.
Is something wrong, kids?
No, nothing, Dad.
Google presents Internet Awesome Parents, protecting your kids from cyberbullies. Cyberbullying can happen to anyone. To protect our kids, we need to teach them what to do if they come across something disturbing online and where to draw the line. First, it's important to let your kids know that they are not on their own. Teach them to be internet brave and that it's okay to seek help from a trusted adult. As parents, we can start by teaching them what and when to ignore and what not. If the bully is someone you know, sometimes a simple chat with parents or teachers can help. For more serious cases or unknown bullies, you can use online reporting tools. It's important to have open conversations with your kids and check in frequently to ensure all is okay. It's equally important to teach them to be internet kind and treat others as they would like to be treated.
Good job, Sam!
It's our responsibility as parents to model the right behavior, both online and offline.
Good job, Sam.
The internet can amplify both negativity and positivity. So teach them to lead with kindness and empathy.
That's nice of you, Jake.
To learn more, visit Be Internet Awesome, where kids can play the game Interland to practice the skills they need to be good digital citizens.
So proud of you for standing up for yourself with kindness, Jake.
Catch all 6 videos on Internet Awesome Parents for a little help with digital parenting.
Wow, thank you so much for that, Google. I hope all our viewers, moms, dads, guardians, anyone who watched that, we invite you to watch the full Internet Awesome Parents series videos on Google's YouTube channel. So there's actually more to that. And as you can see, they're easy to digest, but very informative things that we can watch as parents, as guardians, but also some of those or all those videos could also be watched by our teenagers as well. So please be sure to check out Google's YouTube channel. You may feel free to share any of those videos as well to other moms, parents that you think will find it useful too. All right, moms, and to all our other viewers who are here today, some even with their kids, it's time to read out your questions and your comments. You guys have been putting it on our chat box, and I see previous questions of some moms here, but also I just want to give a little shout out to Mommy Catherine Sikat, Wow, she's been tagging all the other mom friends that she has. I see that talagang she found what Doctora Itchel has been sharing very informative. So thank you for doing that. Like I always say, sharing is caring. And yeah, I really believe that, even as us adults can learn a lot from this. So thank you so much, Mommy Sikat. We see it as well. All right. Down to our first question, starting with our first question rather, is from Marketing Mom. Doctora Itchel, here we go. She says, I have an 8-year-old daughter and presently she moderates screen time. So I either only for shared entertainment with her or if she needs to view educational content supplement for her homeschool lessons. However, na-realize ni mommy that there will also be a time, and not for too long now, that she may need to use online resources more often. I go through that already. My question is, how do I start preparing her now for that time? I mean, I know I can't start teaching her when the time comes. I need to teach her now. 8-year-old, Dr. Rachel.
Yeah, this is good because I think this is the age of grade 1, 2, and 3, and that's quantifiable because this is the early grades. Yung the development happens in this stage 8, 9 until mga 10, the crucial development. And about mga this year to next year, you give her little snippets of what you can allow. For example, you're going to make her use the search engine. Maybe use the I know that there's a Google version for kids, like the Kindle, the more secure settings. So you can allow her, would you like to explore? I'm going to be beside you and then I'm going to let you use this. So you're using the restriction already, but she's with you. So together you can start talking about things. So what you want to search today? So maybe you can have, okay, today I'm going to search about this, and then you use the platform that are appropriate for your kids. And it's same way with YouTube Kids. If they would like to know how to bake something, maybe you can start showing them how to by using the appropriate platform for your kids' age. That is actually, interacting together with technology.
I love it. Doctora, you know what came into my mind? Sitting next to our kids and exploring the internet together, especially pag, starting pa lang, we're able to follow their curiosity. What are they interested in? What are their questions? And it's nice to build that rapport and the trust as well. So thank you for that. Kahit ako, marami na ako naisip na pwedeng gawin tomorrow or tonight with my kids.
Yeah, my kids are bigger. So, diba, it's not all the time that they're gonna tell you and show you. So it's gonna be different. And it's good when we start with them. I started with my kids in managing them young. But the use now, it's different. So you can start well. This is really being awesome.
Wonderful. Speaking about being awesome, here's an awesome comment that we received. This one is from Tere Yamgamino. She says, her son is 8 years old, and she says, we always tell him that if he wants to learn something about what he has watched or heard, he should always ask us first what it means. It's better to learn things from us parents than from strangers or someone else. I also installed Google Family Link so that I can monitor and limit his online activities and games. We also encourage family online gaming. Oh, wow. Good for you, so that he can observe and learn how we interact with other online gamers. We actually play Call of Duty. I know this, Call of Duty. Okay. Wow, thanks for sharing that, Mommy Tere. What can you say about that, Dr. Rachel?
It's really good. Yes, you are engaging. While you have limits, you are engaging already. And the kids, you would know how your kids will behave, and you will get to know the digital behavior of your kids when you do that, because the child is interacting and you're growing with your child along the way. Diba? Ikaw nga, you can play online game. Ako parang nahihilo yata ako to play online game. So it's a very good solution. And also using the Google Family Link, friends, you can try accessing that. You have to just search for the how-tos, but you can watch this, pero ang nakita ko, mas mahirap explain how to be askable, diba? For the kids to come to us. Mas mahirap hanapin yun.
Okay, we have time for just a few more questions, so I'll read them out already. Mommy Rhea says, hi, Dr. Rachel. At what age should we shift to enabling mediation. Okay, we heard this, enabling mediation. So what
Yes.
are those age time spans?
Ideally, it's when about grade 4 or 5. Start shifting, but not fully. Unti-unti. O ito bibigyan mo lang siya ng ganitong access, and then alam mo yung access, for example in like some platforms, itong platform na to pwede, ito hindi. Some social media are not for kids, okay? So you have to show your child na you trust them on some aspect, but at some aspect you still control. Also, not just the age, but also check the maturity and the personal management of the child. Is he responsible, or madaling makalimot, or yung self-control niya ang baba? So you need to increase first the internal locus of control of the child before you allow him some means. So pati yung critical thinking kailangan in place. So there are a lot of skills in place here.
Great. It's not really just about the age. I like that you pointed out it's also the maturity level. So different maturity levels siguro at a younger age, or if medyo hindi pa siya masyadong mature, yung mga safety features that we know, diba? Yung mga safe search, we can put that in place. Pero once they get a little older or curious, that we could be with them starting off, and then giving them, tama ba? Giving them a little bit of independence na rin. Kasi eventually, what can we do? It's really part of it. They really have to
Yes.
go with it as well.
And
Okay.
you know how to give independence to your child when they're in high school already, because there's
True.
trust already in the system.
The keyword, I think, trust. Easier said than done, but yes, kailangan. Dr. Rachel, okay, one more na lang here. I think this is very a good question also, and I'm sure a lot of parents can relate, no? From Norilyn, ano po ang maaaring reward sa anak bilang pagsunod sa screen time, or dapat ba walang reward? Uy, good question yan, ah.
For me, none. Because screen time alone, it's a reward in itself. It's a privilege, especially if it's used for games. If it's used for school, they're expected to be on school if they're going to use digital platforms. But actually, them having a gadget and them using screen time, that's a reward in itself. So we just give them, anak, thank you. That's very good of you to follow the screen time rules that we agreed upon. So that affirmation for me, that is enough for your child to understand that I'm doing the right thing and I should keep following. Or maybe sometimes if you can, because you follow for 1 week or 2 weeks, I'll give you extra maybe 15 minutes on a Sunday. The usual way na hindi, or allow you to do this. If with me, we can do this together. So those experience and words of affirmation will be more, but not equivalent. You know how kids are, Shal, yung pag alam na nag-ooperate ka na lahat may equivalent, uutakan ka. So for me, rewards be not mandated, hindi mo sinasabi. It's supposed to be surprise because they are already privileges in itself.
Doktora Itchel, ang ganda ng binanggit mo na yung reminder that the internet are using actually these digital platforms, being online, is a privilege. Because come to think of it, not really everyone has access. And I remember I had this talk with my eldest son, no? He's 12 years old, that, you're so lucky, you have internet. But of course, it's really part of your generation. So yes, use it, but also try to moderate it. So thank you for that. Yeah, it's a good reminder also to all of us who are now online and very, very privileged nowadays. But yeah, I think you're right with that. Na it is a privilege in itself. So may ginamit ka magandang word, affirmation. That's what's important. Affirmation. Yes, oo. Thank you so much, Doktora Itchel.
Wow. Thank you, everybody here.
Yes, thank you. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have with Doktora, but she's been very generous with her time and her knowledge as well. So thank you. Go ahead. A lot of people saying thank you. Kitty Perry saying so many learnings and tips. Thank you so much. Thank you, Doktora. Sabi ni Marketing Mom. Galing. Thank you so much, Doktora Itchel. It was truly, I learned a lot, and I'm sure a lot of people learned a lot too. Truly informative. Thank you.
Thank you. It's my honor to be here.
Until next time. Now, I know we still have a lot of questions, but unfortunately, that's all the time we have. We also have to manage your time, parents and all the guardians who are here online. We know it's late in the evening. But before we go, I'd like to remind everyone that we do have a game today. So don't forget, okay? Again, if you'd like to have the chance of getting these very cool items, let's show it right now on screen. Because Dr. Rachel and I love them so much, and we also want ourselves to be able to grab it. Let's show the items, please. Please make sure to follow these instructions. There you go. You'll start seeing it right now. The contest is, this is how it goes. First, share on your live feed. Everything that we were doing today. If not, if you just got on, that's fine. All you have to do is share it now from the link of Mommy Mundo. You'll find it on their page so that your other friends and other parents and other adults and guardians can also learn from it. As you can see and tell, it was truly very informative and straight to the point also. Second, don't forget to also check out Mommy Mundo's stories on IG and do a screenshot. There are questions there, and all you have to do is use the GIF or use GIFs to answer, and then tag at Mommy Mundo on IG. Again, don't forget to use the hashtag InternetAwesomeParents. Okay, I'll repeat that. Hashtag InternetAwesomeParents for all the sharing, screenshots on the different platforms so that we can actually see you, and make sure that your account is not on private for that particular post so we can also check it out. And yeah, lastly, all the winners will get the Google swag we just showed you. Can we show it to them so they see it? Or earlier on, if you were able to catch it, wonderful Google swags that you guys would probably love. By the end of the month, we'll be able to tell who the winners are. There you go. There you go. See all those colors in white? Perfect. Okay, thank you everyone for staying with us. Very fruitful. We went a little over more than 1 hour, but we can all agree that that was very informative. So thank you again to everyone for joining us in this whole event. And we hope to see you again next week, okay? For another exciting, full of learning session with Google and Mommy Mundo. Again, we're going to be back on next week. That's our last one. So be sure to be present. And just like what Mommy Kat Sikat did, feel free to tag and share with your friends as well. Not just the posters, but even this wonderful talk today and even last week's. For next week, our topic will be setting boundaries with technology for your kids. Aha, I need this. Setting boundaries with technology for your kids. And I really can't wait. Everyone who's listening right now, don't forget that September 29, a different date, but same day, Wednesday at 8 p.m. Stay updated on live sessions and workshops on Mommy Mundo by joining the Mommy Mundo community. If you haven't done so, simply go to www.mommymundo.com and click on the Sign Up Now button for instant sign up and to have access to exclusive news and updates sent to your email. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram for latest Mommy Mundo products and news. Thank you and good night, everyone. Thank you so much. And I definitely enjoyed everyone's comments and questions. Thank you for being interactive with us. And we hope to see you next week. Good evening.